Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to another Team Thumbs video. Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out this week, and after only 5 hours of gameplay, it's time for my early thoughts. Assassin's Creed Valhalla follows the 2018 release of Assassin's Creed Odyssey to become the 12th main installment of the long-lasting series of games. Like its predecessor before it, Valhalla continues the series' transformation into the open-world RPG genre. Valhalla does make an attempt to bring back some of the stealth-based tactics we saw in the early series, but it's still a far cry away from the early games. Before even starting the game, I was really pleased to see how accessible the game was, with the option of a colorblind mode and really adjustable game difficulty settings, with the ability to set fighting and stealth difficulty to different settings. This means if you want a more difficult stealth game with easier fights, then you can actually do so. Another plus is that there's no difficulty trophy, meaning that you can play on the easiest difficulty if you want, and still get that beautiful platinum trophy. The game tells the story of a new hero called Eivor, who you can choose if you want to be male or female. Eivor is a young Viking in the beautifully brought-to-life Norway, who eventually travels to England to set up a colony. On the top of the characters, I feel like I haven't really connected with Eivor yet. Cassandra for me was an incredible character, and whilst Eivor is cool and all that, he just hasn't connected with me like Cassandra did. I'll reserve judgment until I finish the game and post my full review. So for now, we'll say I reserve judgment on Eivor, but he has made a worse first impression on me than Cassandra did. Gameplay itself feels very smooth and fluid. It doesn't feel like a huge step up from Odyssey, but it's clear small tweaks, possibly thanks to technological improvements, have been made. Ultimately, if something ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know if the climbing mechanics are worse in this game, or it's just that they feel more real. The more I think about it, Cassandra's pretty much flew up cliff faces. In Valhalla, a really rocky cliff takes a bit of effort to climb, just like it would in real life. And really, that's how I would describe the fluid gameplay in this series, in this game. It feels more real. Now, the thing that I think most people were most excited about when it came to the announcement of Assassin's Creed Valhalla was the pillaging and was the raiding. And I'm very happy to announce that the raiding and the pillaging does not disappoint. It's a surreal and an incredible feeling parking your longship on the banks of a monastery in England and charging with an angry Viking horde at your back into the monastery. It's difficult to describe how scary this probably felt for the people living in the moment and living in the monastery, but as a Viking, it feels absolutely incredible. You get all the riches to help develop your settlement, whilst the thatched roofs burn all around you. If you want to feel in the power, that's the way to do it. Burning thatched roofs and robbing monasteries. Collectible hunters rejoice. There are hundreds upon hundreds of collectibles to find in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And the collectibles come in 3 different forms. The first is wealth. This is exactly what it sounds like on the tin. That could be resources wealth, that could be financial wealth, but it could also be a very useful ability book. I think the best ability book I've found so far is the axe throwing. It's like a bow, but with an axe. So instead of an arrow, your enemy gets hit with an axe. Ooh! The second type of collectible is mystery, which again is exactly what it sounds like on the tin. It's a mystery. You have to go Sherlock Holmes on some of them. So the mystery could be you have to find your way through the right gates at the right time, following a series of clues. It could be a world quest. Pause. Let me talk about world quests. So side quests are now called world events in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And when you start a world event, it doesn't show up in your menu anywhere. Not that I've found. I might be being dumb. If I'm being dumb, let me know where I find it. But if you start a world event, you can't find the mission anywhere. It doesn't show up. So if you start one I'd recommend finishing it because you'll forget it ever existed. The third type of mystery is incredibly difficult to say. Cross your fingers and eyebrows, everyone. Here we go. The third type is an animus anomaly. Booyah! Get it in. That deserves a like right there. Animus anomaly. Saying that deserves a like alone. Hit that like button down below. But what is an animus anomaly, I hear you ask? Well, that is like some sort of weird parkour puzzle. I kind of enjoyed them, apart from the fact that it reminds me that the Ubisoft are still trying to make that out of Animus world relevant. Hands up in chat, comments. Who still thinks that outside Animus stuff is relevant? Wait, I see it before me. It's a sea of people with no hands in the air. Come on, game developers, get rid of the out of Animus stuff already. It died when the hero and legend that Desmond was died. That's kind of spoilers for Assassin's Creed 3, but it's quite an old game. The third type of collectible is artifact. Scattered around ex-Roman Britain, there are a series of Roman masks, I suppose you would say, and in your settlement, you can actually build a museum which you can put their masks in, and boom, you can make a Roman museum. It does cost a lot of resources though, but you can still make one. Some of these collectibles are actually really difficult to find, as there are more barred doors in ex-Roman Britain than I've ever seen in my life. And by barred doors, I don't mean like singing doors, though that'd be cool. I mean doors that have been barred from the other side so you can't open it. How people get out of these doors, I don't know. But it legitimately took me nearly an hour and a half to get into one building to get a skill book. It's a little bit crazy, and what's worse is whilst you can set the roofs on fire, you can't actually watch them crumble before your very eyes and just leave a gaping hole in the roof. Come on, game developers, what are you playing at? Now, I hate to be a negative Nelly, but the stealth system is a little bit, how do I put this, pants in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Early game, you get given a cloak that you can put your hood upon when you go into some less than friendly areas where you're likely to get stabbed if you get seen by the guards. The hood is meant to make you less easily recognized by the guards and make it easy for you to blend in. I am 99.99999% sure the hood makes you more recognizable and easier to spot, and the game's developers are doing some sort of Dr. Evil laugh while stroking a Templar. Now I know what you're thinking, bashing there on your keyboards, and he's using this as an excuse because he's rubbish at the game. And there might be some level where that is true. But all I'm saying is that when someone gives you a cloak and says, hey, friend, this will make it harder for you to be spotted, of course I'm gonna believe them. Now my next statement is gonna sound extremely non-Viking. I prefer fighting with the bow than I do with the axe. There, I said it. Do your worst. But one thing I love with the bow is that they've added like hot spots to your enemies, and they're the enemy's weak spot. So if you shoot an enemy in the weak spot in the leg, they collapse down, you run up, press R3 if you're on the PlayStation. That's probably the right analog stick pressed in if you're on the Xbox, right? Always helping. And instead of just being like, oh, I'm stabbing him normally, you grab their sword or spear, ram it through them. It's bloody beautiful. Of course, where would Assassin's Creed be without the assassins, or the hidden ones as they're called in this game? Early on in the adventure, you meet two assassins, hidden ones, from Istanbul, who give you a hidden blade. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Send a message to the press, even though 90% of the world are in the nose. The hidden blade is back. The hidden blade is black. And we even witness Eivor being taught how to eagle jump. It's the most wonderful and surreal and kind of unnecessary thing ever. Now, I'm still very early into the gameplay and the main story missions, and at the moment, the Assassin's Story Hidden Ones have a very small part to play, but I have no doubt that their story will be expanded as the game develops, and I honestly cannot wait. So to summarize, I have very positive thoughts of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I have even more positive thoughts about finally getting a PlayStation 5 and playing it on that console because the loading screens on the PS4, well, let's just say you might as well bring some knitting or popcorn because some of the loading screens on the PS4 are long. But I'm very excited to play the rest of the game, and I'm very excited for you to see one of the two videos that are recommended on the screen right now. How about that for a segue into the closing statement, the call to action? People are going to be talking about that in history. Hit a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. We are on the ambition to reach not 20, not 21, but 22 followers before I turn 57. Can we do it? With your help, we could. It's been a pleasure to make this video for you all. I hope you're all enjoying the Team Thumbs content. Let us know in the comments down below if you played Valhalla, if you haven't played Valhalla, if you like Assassin's Creed, if you don't like Assassin's Creed, and I kind of want to know what you had for lunch today, so please do let me know. But I am out of here. My name is Andy from Team Thumbs, the person who doesn't script his videos and really should because he starts rambling at the end of them just like this. Bye.